hell is that thing? Are you serious? We need a flamethrower, napalm, hell, even a can of Baygon!
As the words left the agent's mouth, Chen could already see the creature was preparing to jump. He dashed across the room and tackled the agent, just as the creature sprung forth. They slammed into the ground, one of the claws missing them by mere inches. The hushed sound of muted shots rung out from the doorway. The creature stood for a second, looking at the man in the hallway, then collapsed to the ground with a thud.
Agent Chen, you owe me one.
Put it on my tab, Doc. Nice shot. The hazmat team carried the unconscious creature out of the house and loaded it into the van.
Take it back to Area 14. I'll be there shortly.
Don't screw around, guys. I don't know how long it'll remain unconscious.
Welcome back. Today, I bring you SCP-940, Araneae Marionettes. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell.
What?
Welcome, vile creature. The underworld welcomes you with open arms.
Ha! This is nothing, demon spawn. I've dealt with your kind before.
So I've heard. Orcs. They don't compare. This is Raid.
We're back with Raid, the legendary video game ranking amongst the best mobile games of all time. You didn't get it last time? You better download it now. Check my links in the description.
Remember the last video? The Hydra? Well, it's here. Now, think you're tough? The Hydra has 6 heads. The head of Blight, poison damage. Head of Torment, true fear. The head of Mischief, steal your buffs. Head of Wrath, the ultimate damage dealer. Head of Decay, takes your heals and uses them for itself. And the head of Suffering, it's a tank head. And if you injure it, you also take damage.
One of my favorite parts is the abilities of your champions. Just take a look at this. You aren't limited to just one attack, but instead can use these different upgraded attacks. Combine that with the vast amount of champions you can collect, and you'll never get bored.
If that didn't whet your appetite, guess which new champion is available? Please don't say Lucius. Of course not.
Hey!
Esports Legend Simple. From now to January 28th, just log in for 7 days and you'll get him. Miss your chance, and he's gone forever. Don't forget, there are new champions coming, and a brand new faction wars crypt for the Shadowkin. Yuck, those Shadowkins.
Get in there now. Use my link and get a $30 starter pack including Veritas, 200,000 silver, an energy refill, an XP boost, and an ancient shard. I'll be waiting for you in your inbox. Come find me, Professor Lucius, and join my clan. Download it now using my links in the description or the QR code.
If you don't, you'll have me to contend with.
See you in Raid.
The lab tech placed the vials on the table, being careful not to drop them.
You see these? Blood samples from SCP-940. Blood, saliva, all its bodily fluids are carrying larvae.
Chen looked at Kloss with a confused look on his face. All?
All.
When you say all... Oh, you mean all. Like all.
Yes, exactly.
Right. No, I don't get it.
Do I have to spell it out? Really? Okay, how about this? The parasitoid also increases testosterone levels, which creates urges. Those urges lead to activities between two people, which result in a fluid transfer.
Well, why didn't you just say that?
Let's go have another look at it. Please put these samples back into cold storage.
The man paced within the room, a look of confusion and worry upon his face. They approached the one-way glass.
Pretty standard modus operandi. Infected through bodily fluids, it moves to the central organs and latches on. Legs go through the back and it eventually kills the host.
Pretty nasty, but as long as we contain it until it's killed the host, we're fine.
Not exactly. Once the host dies, it'll animate the corpse and forcefully attempt to spread the larvae prior to dying.
That's nasty.
It does bring back memories. An elusive creature of the night in England, in the 1830s if I do recall. He was known to attack people and make incredible leaps. They called him
Spiderman.
Not quite, Agent Chen. Spring-heeled Jack. He had clawed hands, not unlike this SCP's clawed legs. His most obvious trait being the ability to leap extraordinarily high and far. But what if he wasn't leaping using his legs, but instead the 8 legs of this parasitoid? That would give him the strength and power to not only leap, but climb and move in unbelievable ways. However, that's all just conjecture. Keep an eye on your specimen. But for the moment, I don't believe any direct action is called for.
So, in conclusion, that's why you lost the bet.
You've gotta be kidding me. I mean, how was I supposed to know the professor was in England during the time of— Stop! Chen placed his arm in front of Kloss. He moved towards the door intercom. We have a breach. Hazmat team to Dr. Kloss's lab. Any members of MTF Cron 7 on site to report. On Kloss's table stood the vials from SCP-940, now fully defrosted. The research personnel had left the samples out for only 45 minutes. But in that time, it had infected 7 personnel and 5 D-classes. All the personnel had been administered anti-parasitic compounds and looked to be making full recoveries. What about the D-classes? Kloss?
Keep them contained. Let's monitor and observe the progression.
Cold, Doc.
But not cruel. Sir, updated report on SCP-940 instances. 3 weeks in. 3 instances progressing as per normal. 1 shows no sign of infection. 1 has multiple infections. Termination is recommended for the last case. Let's take a look, shall we? What in the...
The 4th instance, SCP-940-4, had multiple legs protruding from her body. The parasitoid normally cannibalized other larvae, so only 1 would grow to adulthood. However, clearly at least 4 or 5 had progressed here.
Terminate it. Let's have a look at SCP-940-5, the one with no signs of infection.
As Kloss looked over the woman, he could find no traces of infection. Everything appeared normal. It didn't make sense. She had been exposed to the larvae the same as the others. But why was she not infected?
Do we release her from containment? No, I still don't believe it. Blood tests? Negative. I want a full body scan.
The researcher in Kloss adjusted the focus and direction of the MRI. So far, nothing was showing up out of the ordinary.
Wait a minute. You didn't tell me she was pregnant? She wasn't. At least not the last time we checked. It looks very early. Let's focus on the fetus.
Kloss adjusted the magnification to take a closer look at the baby. SCP-940 is a parasitoid organism with some superficial similarities to troglodytic members of the class Araneae. Adult specimens are highly agile and possess leg spans from 4 to 7 meters. Due to the difficulty in separating SCP-940 from their hosts, average weight and body size are moot considerations. Each of their 8 translucent legs is dotted regularly with 6 types of specialized sensory organs: IR-sensitive pit organs, ampullae of Lorenzini, compound and non-compound eyes sensitive to UV, and 2 additional organs of indeterminate function, and end in large tarsal claws, possessing scopulae and setials common among species of hunting spiders and allowing them to climb sheer vertical surfaces with ease. SCP-940 possessed a radial nerve net similar to Asteroidea, or the common starfish, and no central nervous system. The possibility that SCP-940 rely on their host's brain power for processing of external stimuli cannot be ruled out at this time. All known samples of SCP-940 larvae are currently in containment. Systematic purging of SCP-940 adult samples from civilians is currently being spearheaded by a combination of Area 14 research personnel and Mobile Task Force Omicron 7, also known as ORCIN. Samples of Foundation-strengthened redacted are in the process of being added to commercially available insecticides, which is expected to prevent any more wild strains of SCP-940 from arising. All SCP-940 infectees are to be treated as Class 4 biohazards and are to be contained and transported under heavy sedation to Area 14, or otherwise terminated. Deceased bodies infected with any SCP-940 strain, regardless of developmental stage, are to be incinerated. Infection occurs with exposure to bodily fluids contaminated with SCP-940 eggs and/or larvae. While larvae at this point are too small to be seen by the human eye, microscopic testing has revealed eggs are typically no larger than 3 to 5 microns in diameter. SCP-940 larvae, the only stage of its life cycle with many organ systems necessary for survival prior to integration with a host, possesses leg spans from 7 to 17 microns. The first SCP-940 larvae to hatch will begin cannibalizing any unhatched eggs, then each other, in order to ensure only one larva develops into an adult within a given host. Hosts will often complain of abdominal and chest pains at this stage. Note: cases of as many as 5 larvae reaching maturity within a single host, though rare, due to competitiveness between larvae for a host and the enormous strain placed upon the host's body, have been documented. The remaining SCP-940 larva migrates to the chest cavity, typically attaching to a major artery, the heart, or spinal cord. Positioned with its legs oriented towards the host's back, internal organ systems of the larva begin atrophying. The carapace of SCP-940 larva's body breaks down, legs remain intact. The circulatory system of the larva conjoins with that of the host, as does its nervous system, though to a lesser extent. The larva begins producing a number of enzymes, which causes the host body to increase production of a number of hormones, including human growth hormone. Earlier abdominal and chest pain subsides. The host experiences an increase in appetite and general listlessness. Approximately 3 weeks after initial infection, SCP-940 begins to alter serotonin and dopamine levels in the host's brain, causing hosts to experience feelings of happiness and well-being. The legs of the larva, now supplied blood and nutrients by the host's circulatory system, begin to penetrate the skin of the host's back. Hosts typically do not report any discomfort or alarm at this, and rarely seek treatment. Approximately 5 weeks after initial infection, SCP-940 reaches full size and maturity. Hosts are secretive about their condition. A form of communication is believed to occur between SCP-940 and its host. SCP-940 specimens often retract their legs, folding them flat against the host's back, allowing them to be concealed with relative ease by clothing. Additionally, SCP-940 triggers an increase in the levels of testosterone in the host's body, leading to an increased libido. Infection of new hosts is facilitated through contact with bodily fluids contaminated with SCP-940 eggs. This is usually accomplished via coitus with an infected host. All infected individuals that have survived 6 weeks of infection are considered to be in Stage 7. Stage 7 infectees report the loss of a sense of individuality, gradual clouding of the eyes leading to loss of eyesight and culminating in near total blindness, and bouts of catatonia and catalepsy. Death is typically due to aneurysm caused by skyrocketing blood pressure, heart or kidney failure, or exsanguination. Infectees at this stage can be identified by the strange choking sound they issue as they attempt to draw in more oxygen than is possible. When the host biologically dies, SCP-940 will continue to animate the corpse by means of its limbs, entering a berserk state. In this state, SCP-940 will attempt to reproduce and infect with no regard for concealment. Treatment with intravenous anti-parasitic compound is possible, if administered prior to infection advancing to Stage 3.
Never judge a book by its cover. You never know when there's a parasitoid infection just under the surface, waiting to take over your body. As always, have a care and remember to subscribe, like, and share, if you would. Until next time, farewell and Happy New Year.